Hey, everybody, looks like we are live, and I want to get a little bit more light in here. So, don't know if that actually did much, but hey, everybody, this is Paul, and we are basically going to go live for the next hour. We're a little bit earlier than I thought, but going to go live for the next hour just to talk about the summer plans, what we did in the fall. We're already at 11 different parks, and we are already at what else are we at? I think 62 coasters already. So today is what, June 4th, June 5th, and we're already like halfway there. Hey, if somebody can jump on the chat real quick, let me know how the volume is. I've been doing a lot of podcasting the last day or two, but I want to wait for a couple people to come on in here. It looks like we got 2 or 3 already in here. But if somebody could go on the chat and let me know. Volume is good. Thank you so much, the KN expert. Yeah, I was actually at, so what's the KN stand for? Knoebels, right? Pretty much got, I think 2 days ago or yesterday, we dropped the last of our full length Knoebels stuff, which was basically a spotlight on the kids section, stuff like that. But, oh, look, wow, we're already at double digits for people coming in. Fantastic. So, yeah, anything you want to ask, any questions you have about the different parks. So far, I actually brought my phone out here because the funny thing is I remember stuff, but I don't always remember stuff. So, and before I try to be a little bit more, for lack of a better word, professional and not look down. But I noticed like on TikTok, people just do whatever they do. But so far this year, we have already hit Busch Gardens Williamsburg once, Six Flags Great Adventure twice, Busch Gardens Tampa, Knoebels, Six Flags America, Dorney Park, and then some new ones. Del Grosso Park we hit, Sesame Place, I stopped in there quick to knock out the videos for that. Dutch Wonderland's a new one. Kennywood, and then this week I already went to Kings Dominion, and I might follow up on Sunday. I actually have 2 weddings this weekend, but I'm going to follow up on Sunday and finish up Dorney Park because when I did Dorney Park, the Wildwater Kingdom wasn't open yet, and I really, really, really would like to. That's where all the new stuff was. They redid that one slide tower, so I want to get back there and do that. But any questions you guys have, definitely feel free. At this point, before I start diving into the coasters and the plans for the summer, I do want to dive into a couple things with the channel. If you're a member, first of all, if you're not a member, it's only $199 until Labor Day. So this entire summer, even though we have 3 tiers, we have the Quick Queue, we have the Plat Pass, and I think we have the Elite Pass or something like that. We have 3 different tiers. If you just get the Quick Queue, which is $199 a month, it actually gets you all the benefits. So after that in the fall, if you want to get the exclusive shorts, there's 1 tier for that. And then the top tier has exclusive videos. But at this point, all you really need to do is do the Quick Queue there. And the reason why I bring up the memberships right now is we actually added the podcast in. So for the last 3 or 4 months, YouTube's been really pushing podcasts. And we've had one. We had Trim Civil podcast. We dropped our season 6, episode 1 yesterday. So that podcast is going around. It's over 210, I think, 210 episodes. And I wanted to put them all on, but if I would have done it publicly, my entire feed and my entire channel would just be 210 episodes of the podcast. So what I did was I made it a membership thing. So you can still listen to the podcast on Spotify, Apple, and all those. But if you actually want to get all the backlog and the most recent one on YouTube, you have to become a member. And I apologize to our members. We only have like 5 or 6 right now. So we started like 2 weeks ago. So I'm actually very happy with how many we have. But I give them a warning. Your feed's going to get flooded with 200 some episodes. So I apologize. But once this is done, which we should be done now, I think they're all up. After that, they're there and people can listen to them and all that. And then they'll probably just get 1 or 2 a month, 1 or 2 a week, kind of going in there with the shorts and all that. And then also, if people like seeing videos before other people, 2 days before we drop a video. So Friday's video came out yesterday on the page, and that is Explore Bugs Bunny National Park at Great Adventure. And then this morning they woke up to Let's Eat at Del Grosso. And then tomorrow, because on Sunday we're going to drop a full park walkthrough of Kings Dominion, which I did 2 days ago. A lot of walking, and it was actually pretty warm, so there's a lot there. So basically the main perks that you get is the podcast. You have every episode there, and then you get the new ones there. So that's a perk on there. Once a week, you either get an exclusive video or short, and they kind of jump back and forth. Sometimes you might get back-to-back shorts and stuff like that, but they're exclusive. You can't see them anywhere else. And the one was really painful because I liked the concept. I liked everything about that episode, which was challenge accepted at Six Flags America, but I call it the relief band challenge. I rode all 8 roller coasters without my relief band, which stops me from getting motion sickness. I'm not going to lie to you. Raging Cajun, that was a tough one. Did I survive? Did I not? Become a member, find out, right? But they're not all going to be spotlights or like unplugs. There's going to be actually explorers throughout the year that are going to be exclusive. My goal now is to do at least every park I visit, starting with Kings Dominion, actually. There's going to be at least 1 exclusive video and 2 exclusive shorts that are made just for our members. So you get those. Also, every 3 months, you get a giveaway. It could be a shot glass, could be a baseball, could be something. We have so many giveaways, keychains, magnets. So every 3 months that you're a member, you're going to get mailed out to you a prize. So, kind of like a thank you and stuff like that. So all right. Oh, wow. We're up to 14 people in here now. So, all right. So let's talk about what we've done so far. So going into June, up here in the Northeast, I'm in central Pennsylvania. The one thing that's very tough is, if I was in Florida year round, there wouldn't be a season. Well, at the end of March, early April is when some of these parks open up. And I hit parks because they're opening up, but I also try to stack a lot because, as you can imagine, April and the beginning of May is slow for my business, which is wedding photography. But as the summer comes along, every Saturday, this week I have Friday and Saturday I have weddings. The following week I got to fly out to Tampa and do a Saturday wedding. So there's always something going on. So I try to stack the spring as much as I can. And we really did. We got 11 different parks, 12 different visits to parks, well, 13 if you count the back-to-back days at Busch Gardens, Tampa. And we're already at 63 coasters for the year. So we're already at the halfway point, but I'm not going to let up because I did that last year. But very unique. This year I took a different approach. So I have always had the Six Flags pass and I've always had the Platte pass for Cedar Fair and Six Flags respectively. Well, this year I decided, you know what? I'm going to keep the Six Flags deal because it's a membership, Diamond Elite VIP, very, very good, and not do the Platte Pass. I did the 100 add-on. Now, it's funny because I definitely feel like I made the right choice because with the Diamond Elite VIP, I get preferred parking. I get perks throughout the season. I get 4 front of the line passes. I also get 50% off food and 75% off merchandise. But then when I go to Cedar Fair Park, I get 10%. That's it. And no other perks. Like I'm general parking, no front of line passes. So it's funny when I go to Six Flags America, I feel so much more appreciated than I do when I go to Kings Dominion, even though Kings Dominion is surviving and Six Flags America is dying. So, but I am glad that it works. The other problem I have is the drink situation there, because it has to be tied to a Cedar Fair pass, and I don't have a Cedar Fair pass. I'm not getting. I usually always get the cup. I want to get the cup. I get like the paper cups that they do, but they don't let you do that there because it doesn't connect. And then if I get a Dorney Park cup, from what I understand, and please tell me if I'm wrong on this, the people who are watching, it doesn't sound like I can take that cup somewhere else, which means at Kings Dominion, I have to buy a cup. I have to get a cup at Dorney. I have to get a cup at Cedar Point. I have to get a cup at Kings Island. So I really just go there and I drink water. I get bottled water pretty cheap. So, so that's the differences there. I got the Busch Gardens SeaWorld pass again because of my Florida trips. It just makes sense. I'm not the guy who's going to drop $300, $500 on Universal or, God forbid, Disney or something. So SeaWorld is the way for me to go, and that pass is fantastic. I've already done Busch Gardens Tampa. I've already done Williamsburg, and I've done Sesame Place. So I'm already used that at 3 locations. And then usually, well, Clementon Park I'm not getting this year because Clementon Park does not work at Niagara or the Sierra Sams. So I'm not going to get a season pass. I'll just get a day pass. I will go to Clementon. I always do. I've been trying to get to Clementon, but they're only open on weekends. And even last week, I was like, Sunday, I'm going to go to Clementon, and it was closed for a private party or something. So Clementon has been very challenging. But I always sit back and wait about Hershey. And this year I decided no Hershey. I'm going to get the Palace Entertainment Plat Pass, which gets me into Dutch Wonderland, Kennywood, Isle Wild, Soak City, Lake Compounds, gets me to a lot more parks. And that's what I'm doing. It's kind of funny that I decided to go that way because I've literally had the Hershey Park Pass, season pass for like 25 years. Seriously, I think every year that Kylie's 25, so say 20, give or take. So that was a big shock that I can't just go to Hershey. So it's funny, for the first time, we're usually Hershey at this point, I'm already stopped by 3 or 4 times. I have yet to set foot in Hershey this year, which is kind of weird. But when you're close to Knoebels and you're close to Dorney Park, I can still get my coaster fixed somewhere close if I don't want to film. So that's where we are there. So there is, so right now I've actually done 4 new coasters. So let's talk about the 4 new coasters. First one I did was Flash Vertical Velocity, which is over at Great Adventure. And going into this, I was not really thrilled about it because I'm not a big fan of going backwards. Yet again, it's a motion sickness thing. But I got to say, the hang time on Flash Vertical Velocity, fantastic hang time. It's a really neat concept. It's a really neat layout. It is a boomerang. And that's my only concern is I don't need to go back to Great Adventure this year, but I might go back to Great Adventure this year and later on in the summer. And I'm curious to see how the capacity is going to work with that, with Cape Cod being gone, and Green Lantern being gone. And that's the big new attraction. Because it's a boomerang, the throughway is not going to be the fastest. It's not like you do 2 trains. It's on the same track. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to work out over the summer. That might have been something that works better at a Darien Lake or a, I'm trying to think of a mid-size, like Fiesta Texas or something like that. Not one of the big 3 mega parks they have. So I did that one. Second one I did was over at Busch Gardens Tampa. I got on Phoenix Rising, which is a family inverted coaster. And the thing with this one is pretty much, with it being a family inverted coaster, inverted coaster. First of all, they already have Montu down the street there. Yeah, Montu right here, right down the other side of the park. It was a very curious addition. It really was a equal addition and subtraction because you got rid of a mouse, which is the family attraction, and you added this. So it is a newer version of a family attraction. However, I'm never going to ride it again, to be honest with you. It wasn't very intense. It was a family coaster. It's very much like Merlin's Mayhem over at Dutch Wonderland. And really, it makes me nervous. I haven't gone up to Williamsburg since Big Bad Wolf opened up again, Wolf's Revenge. And I'm a little nervous to see what I'm going to walk into there. I know it's supposed to have 2 lift hills and all that, but I'm afraid that it's going to be underwhelming on that end. But not quite as underwhelming as my 3rd new coaster this year, which is Little Phantom at Kennywood. Now, I know what you're saying. You weren't going to count kiddie coasters this year. The whole point of the 125 was don't count kiddie coasters. And I have not, except for this one, because I've never ridden it before. When I went in the past, it was either a rainy day or a busy day, so I wasn't able to get everything I needed. So because of that, I always skip Little Phantom. Well, this time when I went to Kennywood, I was like, you know what? I might as well jump on it. I didn't get on every ride. I wasn't able to get on Steel Curtain and I wasn't able to get on Exterminator, but I did get on Little Phantom, and it is the definition of a kiddie ride. The one thing that was really weird about it was you go around once, and then if you say, yeah, I want to go around again, they check your restraints again, which kind of defeats the purpose. But I guess maybe one popped or something in the past. And then the last one that I did that's brand new for this year is Repterra. Now, I went there on Tuesday. Tuesday seems to be my travel day. And when I did Repterra, I got in line. I had to get third time's a charm there. So the first time I get in line and I go about 20 minutes, I get right before they split you for the station, and it went down. And I stayed around for a little bit there thinking, it might just be a sensor. But then they had to evac. So I'm like, all right, they're evacing people. I got to get out of there. Went around, did a couple of different coasters, did some filming, came back. So I was open again, ran in line, same darn spot. Boom. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. I didn't see the evac this time, but got out of line, did the other side of the park with Twisted Timbers. And then right before I left, I saw it was going again. I'm like, all right, third time's a charm. And I finally got on it. Only about a 15-minute wait, which was great. Got the front row, the right-hand side, and wow, they have a winner with Repterra. I can honestly say I was not prepared for how good of a ride this was. The launch was fantastic. Now, I did do Thunderbird in the past. I haven't filmed anything at Holiday World, but so I am familiar with Thunderbird. But it was a great launch. All the elements flowed perfectly into each other. It was a masterpiece. No head chopper. That was the only thing that I was a little bummed about. Wasn't that head chopping moment like with Thunderbird? You're going through the barn at the end. Gatekeeper, you had the keyholes. No head chopper, but all in all, fantastic. Now, Pantherium was down. So usually Twisted Timbers is number one, Pantherium's number two, and then you had the mids, which were like Dominator, Grizzly, trying to think some of the other mids there. I-305, which is not Pantherium. So I would put Repterra right under Twisted Timbers. I really think in the hierarchy of things that Twisted Timbers is, and it was walk-on when I went, so I rode it 3 times. Twisted Timbers is still top 10 coaster for me. Right over there, that's Twisted Timbers. So I love Twisted Timbers. Fantastic. So very excited. So what are we looking to do in June, right? And remember, leave some messages here. I will answer any chats. I'll break away from the script, for lack of a better word. But, I actually have the membership stuff here. I didn't realize I actually had it broken down there. But so for this year, sometime in this month, I don't have dates yet, but sometime in this month, there's about 7 parks I want to hit. All right. Trying to get to 18 to 20 by the end of June, because I'm trying to get to 30/40 parks this year. And I definitely want to smash the 125 as quickly as possible. So I do it. Last year, did not do it. I waited, I dragged my feet, and got screwed. So Dorney Park. I want to hit Dorney Park. That's one. And I'm going to put a little tally sheet here so I can see how many. So Dorney Park, I do need to get on Wild Mouse. That one was off and on the day I went. But I really want to do, I did a What's New at Dorney Park, but I was very upset because the water park wasn't open and most of the new stuff was at the water park. I also want to do a Challenge Accepted. So these I kind of alternate between Challenge Accepted and Unplugs. They're actually the same on the chart there. Because the smaller parks I can do an unplug, like Del Grosso and stuff like that. But when you get to the bigger parks, especially this year, Dorney had the Six Flags station blaring. It was crazy how bad it was loud-wise. So I can't really do an unplug because you're going to end up being overpowered by the radio. So I do a Challenge Accepted. And for this one, I actually want to play around with the water park. How long will it take me to do all the slides? And, 5 minutes in a wave pool, and both wave pools, so that'll be 10 minutes there. And then 1 lap around the Lazy River. How long would it take to do the entire park? And that's a Tuesday kind of day. That's a walk in on Tuesday and just knock it out. So that's what I want to do. I kind of did something like that with Challenge Accepted at King's Dominion, where I was writing down the wait times and I did all the coasters except for Pantherium because Pantherium was down. So I figured you add 15 minutes to that, 15, 20 minutes. Because that one isn't, it's funny, it is a top 20 coaster, but the general public don't flock to it as an enthusiast. So that's one right there, Dorney Park. Next one I definitely want to hit, I'm definitely going to hit, is SeaWorld. And I believe it's called Adventure Island over at Busch Gardens, Tampa. So SeaWorld, first of all, I'm going to try to get the new coasters. That's my first priority, to get those. And then a little bit here, a little bit there. I'm not going to get to the Let's Eat. I'm not going to get to the Let's Play and all those, because there's just not going to be enough time. But at SeaWorld, there's 2 rides. I have Icebreaker. I need to get the Penguin ride and also the surf coaster ride, Pipeline. So those are 2 creds there I need to get. So SeaWorld there. But then, that Friday before the wedding, I'm going to be in Tampa, right across the street from Busch Gardens. But I always go to Busch Gardens, Tampa. This time I want to actually, with the goal of filming Adventure Island. I'm trying to do more water parks, and that would be a great one to do. I've never done that one before. So with that being said, I'm going to go to Adventure Island. I don't think it's going to take me all day, which means I'll probably then take the shuttle and jump over to Busch Gardens, Tampa, because there's also Cheetah Hunt, Tigress, and SheiKra that I still need to get, and Kumba if it opens, but I doubt that. So there's 3 coaster creds there I need to get. So those are 3 I'm definitely going to go with. And then I'm coming back. Now, as I come back, I got the Kennywood pass for a couple of reasons. And there's 2 reasons this month I want to do it. One is Sandcastle Water Park. That's another water park I've never been to. And then Isle Wild. Isle Wild is the 4th out of the 4 parks that come with the Palace. So I want to get those. Now, I have to go back to Kennywood this year. I do have to go back to Dutch Wonderland this year. But I think I can knock out Sandcastle, and I think I can knock out Isle Wild in one day. So those are going to be parks right there. So right now, those are 5, all right? And those will probably take me to close to the end of the month. So then the next thing I want to do, I'm not going to do the long trips until July and August. So what I'm probably looking to do at this point is either go back to Dutch Wonderland or go back to Kennywood and finish those parks off. By finish these parks off, I mean there's videos I want to do, and this will be a good way to knock it out. With Dutch Wonderland and with Kennywood, it's the Let's Eat, it's the Let's Play, it's the merch. Those are the ones I need to do, because when I go in, I do the art park day. And the one thing I'm doing this year is I'm only doing 1, maybe 2 art park days at the park. So when I go back to Dorney Park, I'm not going to do an art park day. I'm going there to pick off what I still have to do. Same thing with Dutch Wonderland, and same thing with Kennywood. So those are the 7 parks I'm going to do in June. Now, trip-wise, still like to get to these parks this year. And one of them is Carowinds. So there's about 10 that I like to get. Carowinds is definitely one. Haven't filmed that park at all. Also would like to get to Cedar Point and Kings Island. Those are always big ones there. And then when I'm at Kings Island, I feel like I need to spend a day at Kentucky Kingdom. So right there's 4. Six Flags Great America is one I definitely want to do. I've never been there. Would be very excited to add that to my list, a 3rd of the big 3 Six Flags parks. So those are that. I want to get to Seabreeze. All right. Seabreeze is up by, I always go to Darien Lake. I always go to Niagara, but I haven't been back to Seabreeze. And Seabreeze is a lot like Del Grosso, that if I do it all in one day, they can live forever. Del Grosso doesn't change much over the years. So because it doesn't change much, I really don't have to do much to change it. So it's kind of a win-win. So that's why I want to hit those parks. And of course, I already said that, but let's go to Canada's Wonderland. That's another one that's definitely high on my list. I want to go up there, tie that in with Niagara, do a half day Niagara, a day and a half of Canada's Wonderland, and come back. Then I want to go to New England. And if I'm up there at Six Flags New England, I'm going to skip Quasi. I already did Quasi, but Lake Compounce, which is the 5th park with that pass that I want to get to. And then the last one, too, is once I get close to 400, I'm at 392 when it comes to what am I thinking about? When it comes to my coaster count. When I get close to 400, I want to hit, I want to make sure I get a Fun Spot Atlanta. All right. So those are the parks I want to hit there. 25 minutes in here. There's only 1 or 2 people in there. Any questions you guys have, I'll stick around for a little bit. I do have a Rolling Rock here. And I might actually jump over to, am I allowed to do that? I don't know. I think Tom Grossi drinks a beer. So Tom Grossi does it. I can do it. But what I'm looking to do is make sure that, what I was going to say, social media wise, I don't know what's going on, but Facebook is exploding right now. So if you're familiar with the channel, I'm always checking if you leave a comment, I'm answering that comment. If you have a question, boom, 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 I'm always on that with YouTube, because this is what I look at as the main focus. But in the last couple weeks, I've started making money on Facebook, which totally blows me away. And because I'm making money on Facebook, I'm now every day answering all those questions and comments. And there's a lot of them. TikTok is still kind of low, but we are over 11,000 followers on Facebook. So actually today, I'm probably going to jump on Facebook Live at probably around 7 o'clock just to see how the interactions are there. But doesn't seem to be any questions here. So I'm going to wrap this up. But guys, it's summer. Get out there and play. And we'll try to do at least a live once a month. All right. So have yourself a fantastic day.